Let me tell you about a conversation I had with my buddy David the other day. He's in this relationship, right? And on paper, it sounds pretty good. He gives us a solid 7 or 8 out of 10. Not too shabby, right? But here's the kicker. As we're talking, I can see it in his eyes. There's this part of him wondering, what if there's something better out there? Now, Dave is not alone in this. So many of us find ourselves in this good enough trap. We're in relationships that are okay, maybe even pretty good. But deep down, we know they're not everything we want. We settle for that 7 or 8, convincing ourselves it's the best we can do. But here's the $1 million question. What if it's not? What if, by settling for good enough, we're missing out on freaking amazing? So why do we do this? Why do we stay in situations that are just okay when we dream of greatness? 2 words: fear and uncertainty. The fear of being alone, of making the wrong decision, of stepping into the unknown. It's powerful stuff. It's like this invisible force field keeping us stuck in our comfort zones. We think, what if I can't find anyone better? What if I'm making a huge mistake? And before we know it, we're clinging to good enough. It's a life draft in the middle of the ocean. I get it. I've been there. In my last relationship, I was with someone I rate as a 7 or less. And let me tell you, even that was hard to walk away from. So imagine how tough it is when you're with a 9, but you're dreaming of a 10. It feels almost impossible to break up with that 9 and face being single again, doesn't it? But here's the truth, Bob. The only way to find out if something better is out there is to have the courage to move forward. Yeah, it's scary as hell, but on the other side of that fear, that's where the magic happens. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you decide to leave that good enough relationship and pursue your greatness, it's not gonna be all rainbows and unicorns. You're gonna face setbacks. You're gonna have moments where you question everything. You may even ugly cry into a pint of ice cream. But here's the thing. Those setbacks, those tough times, they're not roadblocks. They're stepping stones. Each one is teaching you something, preparing you for that amazing relationship that's waiting for you. And when you finally get there, when you find that person who lights you up like a Christmas tree and makes your heart do backflips, that's when it all makes sense. That's when you look back and go, oh, that's why those other relationships didn't work out. Success is always the best revenge for any disappointment and heartbreak you're experienced in the past. When you finally arrive at your destination, you'll be so damn happy that you didn't give up, that you had the courage to leave that mediocre situation even when you were scared out of your mind. Now, let's talk about this crazy roller coaster we call life for a sec. Life often doesn't give you what you want right away. If it did, everyone would succeed, and greatness wouldn't mean much, would it? Life is full of ups and downs, twists and turns. And let me tell you, it will confuse the fuck out of you sometimes. You find yourself in situations where you're scratching your head, thinking, why the hell am I going through this? And the more you try to understand, the more confused you get. But here's the secret. You don't need to understand the why and how of everything. Sometimes, you just gotta embrace the confusion and keep moving forward with faith and courage. Because one day, I promise you, it will make sense. Remember, life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Okay, let's wrap this up. Life is a journey of discovery. It's about embracing the challenges, learning from your experiences, and keep pushing towards your dreams. You deserve to be happy and fulfilled in all aspects of your life, including your relationships. Remember, it's better to be single and true to yourself than to be in a relationship that doesn't light you up inside. Don't be afraid to take risks and move forward. We may not always understand why things happen the way they do, but as long as we keep moving forward, trusting our gut and reaching for greatness, it will all make sense eventually. So to all the people who are settling for good enough, I challenge you to be brave. Take that leap of faith. Your future self will surely thank you for it. My dear friends, you only have one life. Doesn't it make sense to go all in and to experience life to the fullest? You were born alone and you will die alone. You have nothing to lose and everything to be gained. So be brave, be fearless, and never stop believing in yourself.